Twisted Timber Tree Stands presents Faded Camo, Stories of the Hunt.
Well, here it is. It's opening weekend in Minnesota. We're all super excited. It's going to be a great year here at Faded Camo. In this first segment, you're going to meet Matt Lindenfelser and Jake Bjorken. We're going to take a little tour of their property. They're going to talk about a food plot they put in this summer, and they're going to talk about their weekend plans. Should be a great little segment. I hope you enjoy. Let's get started.
I'm Matt Lindenfelser from Albertville, Minnesota. This year, I'm going to be hunting in the North Metro, Becker, and Mora.
I'm Jake Bjorklund from St. Michael, Minnesota. I'll be hunting in Lanesboro, Minnesota, southeast corner, and Wright County as well.
Today we're in our North Metro property. We're going to give you a little bit of a tour and talk about this weekend's plan. We've been hunting this property for the last 2 years. This will be our third year. In years past, we've had a lot of good bucks on this property, including this year we have a nice 10-pointer. What we really enjoy about this property is it has, as you can see, a lot of cornfields. It's got a lot of ag. It's got a lot of cover, bedding area, water, and this year we put in a nice food plot.
Another nice thing about this spot is it's real close to our houses, so after work we can get out here for a quick evening hunt or whatever it's going to take, and hopefully see some deer on that awesome food plot we got going.
This piece of property that we're on right now has about 50 acres of agriculture and then 20 acres of woods. But it's also sandwiched in between some bigger pieces of wooded property where the deer can frequent back and forth and use our area as a travel area.
Alright, as you can see, we're getting to the end of the cornfields here. The woods is straight ahead. We're just going to pull around the corner here and then get out and tell you what we did over the summer on this property and tell you what the plan is for the weekend.
So we've been on this property, we've hunted this property for the last 2 years. This will be our third. In years past, what we have noticed that when the crops are harvested, the deer activity tends to decrease. So this year, we took it upon ourselves and put in a food plot to help maintain the deer on the property throughout the full season.
The easy steps to put in the food plot were we just came in and mowed down the weeds that were about 3 feet tall. And then we sprayed it with Roundup, let it sit for about a week so they would all die. And then we tilled it up. And then threw the seed in, and it looks awesome.
And this is something we've never done before. This is actually our first year that we've actually put in a food plot on this property. Personally, this is the first food plot I've put in myself. It was super simple, super easy to do, something that anyone can do.
Alright, so you can see it's getting dark. We're going to wrap it up here. This Saturday is opening morning. Matt and I will be out here hunting over that food plot. Looks awesome. We got about 3 good bucks on trail camera. Hoping they're still using it, and they will be. Check back in next week, see how the team did.
All right, well, we're heading into one of our North Metro pieces of property here. We're going to set up a covert camera on a bean plot that's getting a lot of browse pressure. We're really hoping to find a couple of bucks we had on camera earlier in the year that have kind of disappeared. I'm hoping that they've just shifted down to this end of this field. So we'll show you that, and you guys can see what we got going on over here.
Well, we just got to these beans here. If you look at them, the deer have really been browsing them. I mean, they got them mowed down pretty good. We're excited to get this camera up and hopefully get some good shooters on camera.
All right, this piece of property is looking really good this year. We got a lot of deer. from the looks of the way they're hitting these beans. I've got a camera set up over here. We have just got it set up. This particular end of the field, I have a stand set up. It is perfect for a south wind for the deer coming from the bedding to the feeding area. We can get in and out along this fence line undetected, without bumping any deer getting in or out in mornings and in the evenings. The other thing that's really important is that you have sets for different winds. I have a set on the other end of this field. I have a ground blind and a tree stand set up. They're both set up for north winds, and then if I have any sort of south wind, this is the end of the field I'm on. So it's really important that if you guys have pieces of property, that you can utilize multiple stand locations for different wind directions. It's very important that you do, to keep those big bucks unaware, and it's important the deer don't know they're being hunted. All right, we love hunting out of our twisted timber tree stands, but every now and again we have to get on the ground to get in the right spot. This particular location, there's not a tree that allows me to get access in and out without crossing the trails that the deer come from their bedding area. So I ended up putting a hay bale blind here that I built. We'll get out and we'll take a look at that. So this blind I got set up here, it's in an awesome location. There's a creek that runs through here, and there's only one area that the deer can go across the creek without having to go into the water. Okay, so this is the inside of the blind. I got my windows here, got windows in the side if I need them. We got it all blacked out so we can wear black inside the blind. And this is an awesome location, puts us within 25 yards of where the deer like to cross the creek. All right, well, I built this hay bale blind. What I did is I used plywood ends, and I used 2x2s for cross members for framing it. And then I wrapped it with a thick black plastic so to keep it waterproof so we can sit inside it in the rain, protects our camera gear. And then I wrapped it with an erosion control mat and used chicken wire to hold that on so it doesn't blow off. This blind's actually 3 years old, and it's actually holding up really well. The deer got used to it within a matter of days of putting it here when it was brand new. Ended up hunting it like 4 or 5 days after we set it up, and had all kinds of deer walk by it. They don't even consider it a threat at all.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Like I said, those guys put a ton of work into their properties. Jason and Ryan are going to be out this weekend over those beans. They got a lot of good deer up there. And not only that, those guys also hunt in Nebraska. They got some really good deer down there. One deer in particular, his name's Splitter, just an awesome deer. Not only do they have Splitter, but they also got a few more bucks down there. These guys are going to be chasing bucks in Minnesota and Nebraska. It's going to be a really good season. Eric Hendricks is going to close out the show now. He's got a great tip for the upcoming weekend. You're going to want to watch this. We'll see you next week.
Hey everybody, Eric Hendricks here with Faded Camo. That wraps up our show, but I got a quick tip for you. Alright, so from what I've been noticing while I've been out, bear hunting and just walking around my yard, there's not a lot of acorns up in the oaks. So this is great for a guy like me that has food plots planted. But for someone that doesn't have any food plots or hunts public land, this is also great. This is going to concentrate the deer around one food source. Friday, it's calling for rain. Couldn't ask for anything better. Get out Friday during the middle of the day. Hopefully it's raining during the middle of the day. It's going to wash away your scent and it's going to be quiet. Walk those oak ridges and find those 1 or 2 oak trees that are dropping acorns, and that's where you're going to want to set up for Saturday evening. So check your wind, what it's going to be Saturday evening. Get out there, find those oak trees, find a tree that'll have the right wind, and get up in it on Saturday midday. Don't worry about getting in there in the morning Saturday. Just hunt there in the evening. All right, good luck this weekend. Everybody stay safe, wear your safety harnesses, and we'll check back with you here soon.